How's it going, everybody? It's Nova, and welcome back to another episode from the KerPOWcraft server. It is episode number 33, and we're starting off this episode in the area that we built in the last episode. This is the area that we are going to be moving all of the villagers to, because we got to get rid of, the villager breeder and spawner. Or maybe we could place the villager breeder here too, but I mean, maybe we could place it underneath even further, but for now, we're just going to need a place to store our villagers so that we can get rid of those structures on the side of the base so that we can make room for some new terraforming stuff. If you want to see what I did in the last episode, you can check out the cards above, but in this episode, we're going to be doing something that I am not really the greatest at, well, because of that, we're going to need to ask some help. We actually asked the Whapow to help us in doing some terraforming around the base, and yeah, I've already talked with him about what I wanted to do, what the guidelines were and stuff like that, and what my future plans were for terraforming it afterwards, because I basically just asked him to help fill in the holes because I really couldn't do that. And he's been plugging away for a little bit of time, and he's not really online at the moment. I think he went off for a break, but let's go check out his project. This is actually the first time I'm seeing the project. So he didn't start with this side. So there's only like 2 other holes. Let's check out what he's done. Ooh. Oh, there's a blue creeper over there. But yeah, wow, this looks really nice. Ooh, got him. Oh. What is this little guy here? That's quite interesting. All right, so he's got a decent. This is pretty cool, yo. Like I seriously envy the building skills of the Whapow. Like I would never be able to make something like this in a million years. And is there something in there? I'm already breaking stuff. I am such a horrible person. All right. Oh wow, that's really cool. Why did he light a piece of purple wool on fire? I will never know. Still pretty cool though. All right, so let's check out the other hole that he filled up. Hopefully. Yeah, the other hole is over here. Looks like it's filled up for the most part. Oh, missed a little bit over here, but I don't think he's started that just yet. And I could probably fix that up. I'm not going to be that lazy, but, it's whatever. But, yeah, so we are going to try and figure out a way to work on the terraforming, I guess before, getting these guys moved over here, because we also have to move these. I don't even know how many of these are really villagers I want to keep. Okay, I mean it's got kind of decent amount of white coats, but we're gonna have to try and figure out a way to sort of get those guys out. Yeah, there's just way too many villagers in this thing. I haven't looked at this thing in a while. I did stop the villager breeder from producing more villagers. I just basically took out the doors, and so the other villager, the one that detects or identifies that there's a village here, just doesn't allow any of them to breed, so it stopped them from breeding. But I mean, yeah, the reason why I wanted to move it was because we need to make, actually we got to do a lot here. So we're gonna have to move the shulker shrine and the AFK fishing farm. Man, this is gonna suck. Kind of the main reason for this terraforming thing is because there is supposed to be something that's around the castle. And, well, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it outright because I'm sick and tired of keeping this a secret. But it's going to be a giant moat of lava. Because this is, well, the Rubaltus Kingdom. And, I mean, it's the first time in a couple of episodes since I've actually used that name. We draw magic powers from rubies, but lava is also kind of our main power source as well. Lava is kind of like the fuel for our magic, and it's kind of this, that's what the lore of the Rebaltus Kingdom is. And we are going to build a giant lava moat around the whole place. But before I can do that, I actually have to make a trench so that we can put the lava in. And it's not going to be actual, like, it's going to be lava with glass above it. So we're going to be using that whole technique where we have layered glass, and it kind of makes it so that it looks like it's it's a bunch of layered glass, so it makes it look like it's kind of just this like weird chasm full of like energy and stuff like that. And that's what we're going to be doing. But before I could do that, I have to make the trench. And before I make the trench, before I dig it out, I have to make kind of a measurement of how far I want this to be out. And then I have to make a circle. Gotta make a circle. And the circle's probably going to be like 5 blocks thick. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a circle generated in a circle generator that's super big, and maybe I'll be able to make it. So let's go and try and get that done. Okay, well, it's finally finished. I have finally made the giant circle that I made for the boundary of where I'm going to be placing the lava moat. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another circle around it to identify how thick I want the boundary or the moat itself to be. So that's going to be pretty easy, because all I have to do is just, kind of count blocks out a little bit of the ways, and then it'll be pretty easy to tell. But yeah, I made this giant circle via a circle generator, and this is a 137 block in diameter circle. Like, it's a crazy amount of blocks. It took about like 300 or so, 300-ish blocks, almost 400 blocks to pretty much do. And yeah, it took me it's like 7 p.m. right now, and I'm pretty sure I started this around 1:30, so it's taken about a little bit more than 5 hours to do this, because I messed up a whole lot. I'm pretty sure I completed and then redid the circle like 4 or 5 times, mainly because right at the end it didn't line up. And I always try to make a circle with a odd number in diameter, so that there's always a middle block at the most like east, west, north, south edge of the circle, just so it's a little bit easier to kind of understand how the curve is gonna affect it, and how it's going to, I guess, end up, and if it's going to be wrong or not. And so it's kind of a lot easier. But this was definitely the biggest circle I have ever made. Yes, this structure, or this circle, my bad, goes through a couple of things. I mean, it actually doesn't go through the Shulker Shrine, and it also doesn't even go through the fish farm. It does, however, go through, or at least encompass this. I don't know, it doesn't really go through anything. I kind of thought it was going to go through stuff. So, I mean, at this point, at this point, yeah, it is going to go through the villager breeder, because the circle is going to be thick. Although we're not going to, take down the villager breeder just yet. But it does seem like it's barely going to touch this area over here, where the white coat villagers are stationed. But it doesn't seem to be too bad. I think for now, this is going to be kind of a, just an identifying pattern of where I want the moat to be, because as I said before, the Whapow is actually helping with terraforming. I think he's still working on this, but he doesn't have that much time to help. I mean, he's basically just wanting to work on something that's not his own, place, and so I asked him to help. And yeah, I mean, he did a really great job. I mean, as you saw in the previous clip, he made this like so awesome looking. I don't really know if I'm going to keep this, but it's really cool to know that this design is here. Before we can start taking down any of this stuff to make way for the moat itself, we have to have a place to put them back. And leads me back to kind of, I guess, figuring out a good way to decorate the area where we are going to place the villagers. So I mean, this area is still a little bit run down, mainly because I just haven't been able to get around to it. I wanted to finish it last episode, but didn't have enough time. And I really wanted to get that moat kind of set up so that we at least have kind of like a sort of a boundary to work with, you know. So that would be fine. But I do kind of want to, you know, knock out these walls and also, you know, sort of get the ceiling a little bit lifted as well. At least up to a point to where the floor is not going to cave in on us, but you know, at least up to the point to where we can also, you know, easily jump in here without bumping our heads. So after that, we're just going to start transferring in all of the villagers. You could have like a villager like here, and then maybe like a fence here or something like that. I don't really know if I like this, but you know what? Maybe it doesn't need to be that big. Maybe it can be like literally like this, and then we can continue it up like that. Ah, see, I don't. Yeah, see, it needs to be kind of like this. So we're gonna do that, and it's gonna look like that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some sort of, maybe this will be like a yeah, this will be like a fence. Maybe we can use the walls. Could we use the walls? Maybe we'll try with the walls or the bars, the iron bars. We could try using those because this place is going to be kind of a gray looking place, I guess. It's not going to really have a lot of colors that the main, you know, sort of castle is going to have, mainly because this is going to be kind of like, you know, the sort of like professional area. Like obviously it's going to be having villagers, and villagers do trading, and trading is very professional. So we gotta kind of have like an office vibe, or like a very sort of modern day, or like, you know, not necessarily futuristic, but kind of like, you know, kind of similar to like a modern day office. You know, I mean, they're gonna be basically, you know, conducting business. So we need to be very business-like with our design, and we're gonna kind of go back to the days of, you know, when everything was just kind of a gray office looking thing, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna do that. You know what? I said office. I don't necessarily want to make it exactly like an office, but now that I'm thinking about it, I really do like the idea of like of cubicles. Just, I mean, this place is gonna be taller, so it doesn't really look, you know, great right now. But if we can just make like little cubicles where they're gonna hang out, and you know, we could give them all like little desks to show that they, you know, have little you know, whatever, like little office cubicles. Oh, there is a keyboard as well, and like a TV. So I mean, you know, we could totally do something like that. I would really like to make this area look kind of like just a giant, you know, cubicle farm. Alright, so it's the next day, and I have finished the clearing of this whole area and replacing of the floor that I wanted. So now what we gotta do is, I mean, for now, we can probably bring the villagers in as long as the floor is done. But I do want to sort of start to set up all of the different areas, because you know, I've kind of given myself a day to think about that whole like, you know, office cubicle farm design looking thing, and you know, it might look really cool from a design standpoint, but I think that especially since we're going to be using these villagers, you know, for specific books, that it probably makes sense to base the design off of, you know, kind of a way that makes things easy to get to the specific villager that I'm looking for. So we're probably just gonna have, you know, like a grand hall, you know, kind of design where it's just all across the walls. There are like these little kiosks that just a single kiosk. There's a single villager in there, and maybe we could have like on that wall it's specific thing or specific types of villagers. On that wall it's specific types, and on this one as well. So, I mean, it's really whatever. But we should probably focus on that. All right, so easily enough, if you look at the map, there is me right here on this side of the whatchamacallit, this side, the square, and there are the villagers. So really, all I have to do is just make a little tunnel all the way up, and I should be able to reach the villagers on the surface, and hopefully not run into the actual build. Nope, because see, I'm running into the build, aren't I? Yep, there's the floor. Okay. Alright, well, at least this isn't that bad of it. It's just gonna have to probably take this out and that. And then there we go. So now we can just head, you know, up here, which is gonna be annoying in and of itself, because there's this. Oh, actually, wait. This thing is not. Oh, right. Huh. Wow, so. What? That's kind of an interesting thing, that this little thing right here, this little area, actually lines up with where I was. I mean, I guess this really wasn't like a measured out area. I just randomly picked a hole, and it all sort of lines up to kind of just come on over here. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Although this is the villager breeder, and not the thing that I had it set up to, which was this little white coat villager farm over here. But that's fine. I think I can send them back somehow to this area, and maybe I could transfer them via another rail system that goes from there, and it goes all the way down into that thing, and then it goes into that area. And then we're just going to send them off into that area and set them up with their new home. Alright, so I have set up the system to transport the villagers. Now we can just kind of start, like hopefully this works. This is literally the first test, and yeah, they're not moving, so we're just gonna hopefully see if this works. Alright, so that one's gonna go up there. Oh, she's up there, alright. So now she should go this way. And instead of going off to the same area where she goes normally, she's gonna go down into there. I don't know if she went already. Let's yeah, she obviously went. And she's gonna go down here. And it basically just goes into this little confined area that I have set up right here. And there is just gonna be a bunch of villagers in minecarts here, so that I can at least just bring those guys down into here so that I can organize them a little bit later. But we're gonna go and transfer all these villagers into there, and you know, we might as well also try and put more. Well, kind of hard to do that, but we're probably gonna have to also work on getting these villagers out and those villagers over there, and in the villager breeder out of it as well. Mainly just because I want to probably just dispose of all the ones that we don't need, and maybe bring back some of the white coats that we do need. So let's get those guys going. These guys are still stuck here. Oh well, let's I guess let's let the party begin. Let's just send all these guys out into where they're supposed to go, and they should push all of the other ones out. Should start seeing hopefully start seeing some guys and girls. Oh no. I think I have to go in and push them all. I know why. There's supposed to be ice blocks there, but you know, I didn't really place them that way. So let's see if any of them are actually going into the thing. Oh my God, are you? What? How does that even work? What is going on? Too many villagers. Villager pile up. How do you even? How does one even do this? How does one even do this? Guys, I'm having so much trouble with villagers. Oh no, something is wrong. Well, I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna try and fix this. It might get a little bit, hairy over here because it's gonna. I don't even. What's happening here? I'm stuck, guys. Ah. Oh my goodness, I hate villagers. Why is this even happening? I just don't get it. What's going on? Okay, so Wow, this is a weird turn of events. Yeah. I guess I kind of get it. These guys have to get out of their respective mine carts. But oh, it still doesn't work. Ah. No, I kept on wondering why they were coming back to the little storage thing, and this is why. This is why we can't have nice things, you guys. Come on, get in there. There's literally a villager in a minecart on top of a couple of villagers in minecarts. I just don't get this. Come on. So that should fix up that clog. And as for the fixing up of the other problem, well, essentially it was just me having to break the minecart that's one of them was in that was clogging up the whole thing, and then I just placed them really close. See, why are you back here? Stop. Then I just placed the minecart, or I placed the villager right here and placed the minecart here, and it pushed them off. So let's see, there are any others? Yep, there's a bunch of others. Let's try and figure this out. Alright, so now that all these guys are in here, these are all the ones that we had handpicked before. These are all like part of the first couple of generations of villagers that we breeded. So now what we're gonna do is we're probably just gonna take out all these rails for now. And oh, I didn't know it was gonna happen. Okay, I can't even pick anything up now. That's great. Yeah, so we're probably not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna put some items away for now, but I think after this we're going to work on putting them into, probably just for now, on that far side over there. Just for keeping kind of like the storage purposes, you know, so that we can kind of get rid of all of the villagers. Because that's really something I want to start on, so that we can also start working on digging the trench for the moat around the base. So let's get started on that. I'm going to be using this block a lot. Check it out. Emerald blocks will coax villagers. Alright, so this right here is the design that I worked on. This is really only like the second iteration, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Previously I actually had like blocks here, which were, I think, chiseled stone tiles, something like that. It looked pretty cool, but for some reason, when I put them this close to each other, the glowstone didn't light up the marble as brightly as it did over here. So like this is the only 2 wide right here, mainly because I guess the design is not a specific number for it to be like 1 block each way. So this one is the middle and it's 2, but every other little whatever you want to call it, little kiosk was really dark. In fact, it was so dark the marble was almost the same color as like the stone floor or the andesite brick wall. So it was really weird. So I changed everything to walls, and it looks like the lighting has actually come back, and it's made it look a lot cooler. And yeah, so let's try and see if we can get a bunch of these guys in and see how it looks. Gonna make like a really big area. Oh, wow. Already these guys were very eager to come out, but let's just go on in here and they'll just follow. We're just gonna try and put in as many. I don't even actually know if we made enough kiosks for them all to fit in here. I'm pretty sure there should be enough, and we only really have so many. But I mean, I'm just gonna push them in at this point. I'm gonna just randomly place them in, and then I will, I guess, try it later to organize them. But let's try and get these guys in here. Oh man, I I could I could totally just reenact kind of like what payday feels like. Like, hey, look, the boss is walking in. Hey, who wants money? It's payday, you guys. Come on, jump up and down. Oh, no one wants to get paid, huh? Huh? It's payday, and oh, there we go. Yeah, you guys want to get paid. Yeah, you guys are happy. Yeah, everyone's all happy that you're getting paid today. Woo! Why are they trying to jump? Stop jumping, you guys. How do can I just do this maybe? Actually, that might work. Will that stop them from jumping? That does look a little bit strange. But maybe it's not that bad. And that would also kind of be sort of like I could place a sign there. And yeah, it looks like it stopped them from jumping. So, I mean, I don't really know if they can jump anymore, but hopefully that will stop them. Anyway, let's try and get the rest of these guys put in here, and I'll see you guys in a sec. So now we have finally put all of the villagers inside of these little kiosks here, and they all seem to be looking at each other, and yeah, we actually have a few of them still out here, mainly because, well, I was pretty close with the amount of kiosks that we needed. We were just 3 off, but, I mean, for now, I'm just trying to see how this looks. And, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of good. I don't like that they're all, like, looking at each other. It's kind of a weird... I don't really know why they're doing that. Maybe they're trying to breed or something, but they can't because, I don't know. That's a very interesting mechanic, but I think what I'm going to do is see the glowstone behind it. I might put that up at the top instead so that we can have these andesite brick wall here, because that's what's stopping them from jumping up all the time. Like if I do this, they're not going to be just like jumping up and down and really kind of looking strange. And I can also put the signs here for if I wanted to label what type of trades they have and, you know, how much it is, just so I don't have to continuously like look for something I could find. You know, what book does this, like smite, not that I would need that, but like smelting, you know, one of the smelting enchantments, that's actually a pretty good enchantment. What about as prot 2 and punch 2, so if I need a bow, you know, I could definitely go to that one. So I'll have that stuff up there, and other than that, the ceiling also needs work, and, you know, I mean, this is all of the white coats that we have from that main storage system over there. We still have a lot of white coats to take from the other little culminations of villagers that we have over there, but we should have a lot of room. I mean, we barely got a little bit more than the wall, than this side of the wall of what we have previously. So, I mean, could you imagine, like, if we had double what we had over at the storage system, we would fill both of these walls, but this wall is a lot longer than that. In fact, judging by the map, it almost looks like it's like 3 times, like the length of this is 3 times the width of it. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of white coats that we can put in here. But with all that being said, this is the end of the episode. If you like what you watch, click that like button, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. See you guys in the next episode.